This is my audience. That'll get me right there. That'll get. Okay. All right. I'm William Wolfs, and this is entitled "A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words," and that's my picture, the Mona Lisa. I don't trust it. Okay. Here. So if I were to ask you all to name off a couple of pieces of art, some famous pieces of art, you might mention the Starry Night or Guernica or maybe the Sistine Chapel. But the most popular piece of art that would come from history would have to be the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, the Mona Lisa, for its time, was a completely revolutionary piece of art because the style used to create it was completely different than what was coming out at the time. This led it to have its own separate history after Leonardo died, as well as leaving an everlasting mystery for those who look at it today. Now, according to the arthistoryguide.com, Leonardo da Vinci started creating the Mona Lisa in 1503, and he worked on it for about 4 years, but it's reported that he would work on it long after that until he died. He never really finished it. Now, one of the possible subjects for the Mona Lisa is Lisa Gherardini, the wife of Francesco de Giocondo, who was a famous Italian businessman at the time, and he approached him to have her be the subject for his painting. Now, after Leonardo died in 1516, the King of France, King Francois, bought the painting from whoever owned it at the time to add it to his personal collection, where it remained until the French Revolution, where Napoleon decided to put it, or until it was put into the Louvre, to where Napoleon pulled it out of the Louvre to put into his own personal bedroom, actually. And then he decided he didn't want it anymore and put it back in the Louvre, where it remains to this day. In 1911, it was stolen from the Louvre by Eduardo de Valfierno. Now, he accomplished this with two other accomplices, where by hiding in a broom closet until everybody left the Louvre, and he and his friends pulled the 200-pound painting off the wall and took it out of its frame and hid it inside of his jacket and walked out the front door, which nobody noticed was gone until the next afternoon. He was caught 2 years later after selling copies of it. He tried to sell the real thing, but an art merchant from Venice actually caught him and reported him, and it was returned to the Louvre. One more key key event that took place with the Mona Lisa was in 1959, where Ugo Ungaza actually threw a rock at the Mona Lisa and damaged the painting near her left elbow. This caused an even more increase in security around the thing, which the system securing it today cost about $7 million, which includes bulletproof glass and a climate control system. The painting itself is actually valued to be priceless, so it's a small price to pay to protect a piece of history. Now this led, why was this painting so famous? Why did people want it? Well, at the time, only the wealthiest and highest status people with highest status at the time would get their self-portraits taken. And it entailed sitting for hours, if not days at a time, having somebody capture your image. But the final result was not only expensive, but it was rather bland, because all you got was a two-dimensional profile shot from about your chest high. The reason why the Mona Lisa was different was because, as you can see, she's facing the canvas, her shoulders are facing forward, and that actually cuts it off. But her hands are in the image, and the chair, and it's a more realistic background. It's not from a bird's eye view. And the most noticeable difference is Da Vinci's use of sfumato, which is light shading and blurriness, and almost a smoky appearance. And this caused it to make quite an impact at the time. But just being different from other pieces of art is not enough to make this piece of art last through the history. What really makes the Mona Lisa special is the controversy surrounding it. The first of being which, who is actually depicted in the Mona Lisa? Is it in fact Lisa Gherardini, or, which is what many experts of today think it is, but another prevailing theory is that it's actually Leonardo da Vinci himself, if he were a woman. He painted himself, which is why it's rumored that he never actually showed his model of the painting. The other main mystery surrounding it is her smile itself. If you look directly at it, based on this, because of his use of sfumato, if you look directly at it, it doesn't appear she's really smiling. It's more of a smirk, if anything. But if you look away from it and look around, out of the corner of your eye, she starts to smile again. And then when you look back, it seems to disappear. This has left experts scratching their head as to whether or not she's truly smiling. So, as you can see, the Mona Lisa has had a rich history of its own, even after its artist died, and has left a lasting impact on our world today. So next time you look at a picture, think of the kind of history that might be behind it and how it can affect the world. Thank you. And everybody's still there. Top one?